Hey guys, it's Drew from Champion Auto Sales out here in Clio, Michigan. We have two locations. Today's topic for this video is actually going to be for the customer. Basically how to look over, what to look over and everything when you're buying a used vehicle, and what to look for to make sure that your vehicle is the reliable and the one you want to spend your money on. So let's get into it. It'll be nice and sweet, pretty general. If you got any questions and everything, just comment or call us, or I'll leave my email in the description and everything too. You can email me directly if you need help. Again, it's just for the customer. It's a little insight and little tips to do the walk around when you're buying a used vehicle and what to look for to make sure you're making the right decision. So first things first, what you really want to do when you're looking all over the vehicle, you found one that you like on the lot, is you really want to walk around the entire vehicle, okay? So this one here we have, it looks like a Buick Encore here. You really want to look around for major dents and smashes. You want to check the windshield, make sure it's not smashed all over the place, right? You just want to do a quick walk around. Honestly, the outside will tell you something, but it's more about the mechanical side of things and what to kind of look for, and maybe tips to think about when you're buying a reliable vehicle and how it's taken care of before you're going to buy it. So the first things first is you really want to take a look around. You start from the front, make sure everything looks even, okay? You walk away, you look around, see if there are any major dents, if the glass is good, anything like that. Make sure there's no major damage is really what we're looking for. And that's how you start it out, right? That's just your basic look over the vehicle, and then you go on to step two, pretty basic stuff. Okay, so now we're actually step two here. We got the hood open in the car, okay? So this is actually a Nissan, one of our Nissan Altimas here. What you really want to look for is any major leaks. Check your fluids. You want to look all the way around in the creases, anything you can find that's major leak, right? So what you really want to do is when you're looking around, okay, this battery's been changed recently. That's good. That means it's a good sign, fresh, ready to go battery. Everything looks pretty solid here. There's no like loose wires, nothing popped off here. And then you really want to check your engine oil, right? So you come in, you check the oil, you look, okay, you wipe it off. Actually, you probably get yourself a paper towel or something, you wipe it off, you pull it back out, you look at it again. The lighter the color, the better. It means the fresher the oil. So you want it to really be fresh and looking. If it needs an oil change, just talk to your dealer or your salesperson. Maybe they'll hook you up. I know a lot of dealerships do. So if you need a fresh oil change or something like that, really make sure there's no like or real white in the oil. You don't want it to be like milk looking. But other than that, just check for that stuff. And if that checks out, then you're ready to go. You're good for that part, and we'll move on to step three. Now on to the next step of the vehicle, right? We're going to go on the interior of this one. Now that you checked the fluids and you looked at the body, everything looks all right, right? So you want to go inside, and then a really good tip and a telltale sign about how the vehicle was taken care of before you owned it from the prior owner is basically how the interior looks. If the interior is all destroyed and everything's broken, yeah, it's a telltale sign that the previous owner didn't take care of it probably on the outside. But if it's like decent and it does just normal wear and tear, or if it looks really clean like this one does, then it's actually a good sign saying that this person who owned it before actually probably took care of the vehicle all the way around because they cared for the vehicle, and that's a good telltale sign. So looking here, you walk in the inside, everything looks real good, right? This one's pretty fresh and clean. It's a nice little brown interior, no rips, and the dash looks real good. Everything looks real clean. You come out here to the back. This is where most of the damage is done, in SUVs anyway, for kids, right? We all have kids. Well, some of us do, and you understand how that works. But if it's pretty clean all the way around, it means probably this customer who had owned this before me definitely took care of it, which tells me it's less likely to have a lot of problems. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going on this test drive, right? You're going to hop in it. You're going to start it up. You're going to listen for anything that's abnormal. If it sounds like normal motor noise, that's a good thing. So once you take it down the road, then that's where you're really going to find out a lot of things from the mechanical side that you can't see and look under the hood about, right? So what you want to do is when you're in the parking lot, this is where you test your heat, your AC, you check your stereo system, you check all the buttons and gadgets, check all your windows, and make sure everything works, right? That's the main start, and then we go on the test drive. Now you're driving down the road and everything feels good, right? You've already checked the AC and all that stuff, and it's completely quiet in the car, and now you're driving it. So now what you're checking for is shaking in the steering wheel, for grinding when you're braking, if it's shaking while you're braking, stuff like that. The main thing you want to look at is transmission, right? So if it's jerking real hard every time it shifts to the next gear and stuff like that. If it's revving up on high RPMs and it's never coming back down as you're accelerating, that's stuff you want to look for, because that may be a transmission. And then from there, while you're on your test drive, what you will do, right? This is a must do for all customers. I 100% recommend it, and there's really no bouncing around it, is take it to a mechanic you trust, because the next step is probably the most important. Now you've reached your mechanic, you've made the appointment, he's in there. One thing you want to make sure he's looking over is the frame. Make sure there's no holes in the frame. You want to make sure the frame looks good. Surface rust is okay. It's a used vehicle, especially here in Michigan. It's something that will be expected. But you don't want any holes in the frame. You don't want anything like that. Any major leaks that are dripping onto the floor from underneath where the transmission or the motor may be, or anything like that. Now you may encounter some other things like, you know, suspension stuff, but it's all wear and tear items. It's a used vehicle. It's not going to be absolutely perfect like it come right out of the factory. So you kind of things that you can expect there, but you want to make sure that your frame, motor, and transmission are good. That's the very top of the part. And then you're on to test driving on the way back. Now you're test driving on the way back to the dealership for a mechanic, and everything looks good. Everything looks good right now. So on your way back, don't go straight back to the dealership. Maybe take another 15-minute drive, get it on the highway, get it up to 70 if you haven't already. Really feel out afterwards after they looked at it. You got your printout from the mechanic if it needed anything, or if any major things were wrong, or if it looks really good. It's all up to you there. Now, when you walk back into the dealership, you have a confident decision to make, that you were confident this is a reliable vehicle, and that the dealer's done their part to make sure it's taken care of and make sure you're taken care of. Now, us at Champion Auto Sales, we like to put all of our customers in victory lane. That's why we call ourselves Champion Auto Sales, and that's why we make these videos, just to make sure the customer is more comfortable and more understanding about what a reliable used vehicle looks like. And that's it, folks. Actually, it's pretty simple. You did your walk around, you checked under the hood, you took it to mechanic, I hope, and I do 100% say that's a must do. Everything checked out. You're back to the dealership. It's the one you love. Now it's time to pull the trigger. I hope this video was informative for you guys, and that's what we're here for. Champion Auto Sales, putting customers in victory lane, whether they're our customers or you're going to another dealership. I hope it was helpful. Comment, like, subscribe, do all that stuff, because we're putting out videos left and right just for you guys. We care. We love you guys. We wouldn't be in this business if it wasn't for you guys. So Champion Auto Sales, putting you in victory lane. Let's do this.